How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And I want to let you know the private group is growing. If you want to be a part of a community of other investors and other traders that are looking to make money in the stock market, then this group is for you. You can find the link inside the description. We'll be happy to have you a part of the family. So today we're going to be talking about SOS and EBON. Of course, we saw a lot of volatility inside the markets today, and I want to make sure I give you guys an update. But before we get started, of course, we got to go over the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is a technical analysis, taking a look at the overall price action. Yes, we're seeing a lot of volatility, but we want to see where are some areas where it can pull back to. Why is this important? It gives us the opportunity to take advantage of short-term fluctuations where we can get into options, or whether you like to trade shares, whatever is great for you. But knowing these particular areas makes us prepared and not surprised when it does happen. Then secondly, we're going to be taking a look at the short interest information. We want to know what is the market sentiment, especially with the long weekend coming and so forth. We want to know if short sellers are going to be applying even more pressure. And then when all of that is done, I'll be giving you guys my final thoughts. And I'm also going to be bringing up some things that I feel investors really do need to know. So make sure you don't miss that. So let's jump into it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for SOS. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $3.24, being down 2.11% on the day. On the low, it tested $3.14, then on the high, testing $3.32. So we want to see how's it lining up with our indicators. We're using the 1-year daily chart. As you take a look down below at the RSI, it is right around 39.61 points. So yes, it is in the oversold territory. Now, when we take a look at how it's lining up with indicators here, it is below the 100-day, it's also below the 200-day, and as well as a 21-day EMA. So as far as for SOS is concerned, we do know there is some support right there around that 314 level. Use it as support today, and it was able to close at 324. One thing to do keep on your radar if it decides to pull back even further, I would definitely be looking around this area around $3, and we do know about this area right here around 270s. So taking this into consideration, if it pulls back to the 270s, then definitely I'm going to be adding more to my position. I'm looking for some stronger performance in July. We wanted to see SOS at $4 being comfortable. It didn't happen. We had volatility in crypto, but hey, I am still bullish on this stock. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for SOS. So the short volume ratio is at 27%. So this definitely does have some short squeeze potential, being above 21% overall in general. So what does this look like? So out of 6.2 million shares that were traded, we had 1.6 million of those shares that were actually sold short. And this is taking the close from June the 30th. If we take a look at the short shares availability, it is at 1 million, and the short ball free rate is at 8.34%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see it's very interesting here. So we saw on the 29th, it was at 29.08, and it went down to 26.50. So taking this into consideration, it'll be very interesting to see what it is later on in the evening. Also, one thing to do keep in mind, we are going into a long weekend, so this is why I'm not surprised with a lot of the volatility that we're seeing, and shorts wanting to take advantage of the lower volume that we're seeing as well. So this is one thing you want to make sure you're paying attention to and keep on your watch list if you are considering a position on a pullback. So we're going to do a technical analysis for EBON. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $3, being down 2.60%. On the low, it tested $2.99, and then on the high, testing $3.12. So the chart that we're using is the 1-year daily chart. We want to see how's it lining up with our indicators. You take a look at the RSI down below, we are right around 40.54 points. So what does this mean? We are in the oversold territory. So the price has been beaten down, and we've seen this going on for quite some time, especially since we've seen highs over here on the 18th of March and as well over here you can see on the 18th of February. So taking all of this into consideration, this does open up a buying opportunity. We are below the 200-day, we are below the 100-day, and we're also below the 21-day EMA, and like I said, hanging on support right here around this $3 level. If it decides to pull back further even tomorrow, then I'll be looking out for the next area being here right around 287. If it pulls back even further, then we have this area here right around the 260s. So as far as for EBON is concerned and what my game plan would be, if it got into this $2 range as far as the 273s or even get into 260s, 250s, then I'll be looking at that $2.50 call option right away, because we already know EBON is going to be making a strong move, going to the upside and coming back above this 21-day EMA. That's only if this occurs, but even buying call options when it's under $3 is not a bad idea either. Just make sure you give yourself enough time for the stock to move and just make more time for volatility and so forth. So taking everything into consideration, yes, there is a lot of downward pressure, and it's part of the reasons why I'm telling you guys to make sure you're prepared for a pullback so you can take advantage of the run-up. This happened not too long ago back in May, where many of you went with my advice on this one, but you know what, I'm not a financial advisor here. When it was below $3, you bought some options or you bought a ton of shares, and then you ended up making some money on the run-ups, especially when it got to the $4 areas, the 390s and so forth. So again, this is just history repeating itself, so there is an opportunity here. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for EBON. The short volume ratio is at 17%. When we take a look, what does this look like as of the close for June the 30th? Out of 2.9 million shares that were traded, we had 512,196 that were actually sold short. As we scroll down on the page, the short shares availability is at 2.7 million, updated 6 minutes ago, and the short borrow free rate is at 1.78, updated 6 minutes ago as well. Taking a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see here on the 29th, it was at 21.30, now being at 17.38. So not as many shorts that are in it from what we saw on the 29th, but do keep in mind, I would not be surprised to see an increase. We know shorts are definitely going in heavy because there is lower volume going into the long weekend, and of course retail is seeing this and there's a lot of selling pressure. This is part of the reasons why I'm telling you guys to look out for those pullbacks so you can take advantage of some swing trade opportunities, or if you believe in the long-term prospects like myself, being able to take advantage of those dips. So for my final thoughts for SOS and EBON, I'm definitely not surprised with the pullbacks we've seen. We've seen many stocks today, especially in the tech sector, getting hit fairly hard. So this is part of the reasons why it's very important to make sure you have high conviction in any play that you're in, because if you need to average down, you're going to take advantage of that opportunity, because when it does run up, then you'll be able to maximize your profit, or if you're looking for a short-term gain, be able to make some small profits. Now, taking another thing into consideration is the short interest. We are seeing, yes, it is looking fairly high, of course, for EBON. It is lower, but I'm not surprised about it. We are going into the long weekend. We know there's going to be reduced volume overall in the market, so short sellers are going to take advantage of this opportunity. So I'm looking forward in regards to Friday to seeing some strength going on as far as for many stocks that we talk about on this channel and other stocks inside the tech sector. So I want to see a little bit of a recovery. If we don't and decide to pull back even further, then of course I'm going to take advantage of those opportunities, especially since I did the same thing today, because I'm looking forward to, after the long weekend, the markets to rally back up, since July on record tends to be a very strong month. Another thing to go over, and I feel this is very key and I want to share this with you guys so you are in the know, whether you're in SOS or you're in EBON, you want to keep in mind we've had some recent listings on the NASDAQ as of late. So we had HUT and as well as Hive being traded on the NASDAQ. So of course they're going to be getting a lot more attention, and many people, and I've been seeing it on the boards, are excited about this. Keep in mind, these stocks were trading in the OTC markets. The fact that they're on the NASDAQ, it's going to give them a lot more recognition. And when the institutions start recognizing them and seeing that, you know what, they are strong competitors inside of the space, we're going to see some strong moves in price action. We're going to be seeing money being moved around. So as far as volatility is concerned and how this is going to impact SOS and EBON, I want you guys to be aware of this, especially since we have more competitors that are going to be coming into this space. Everyone's going to be fighting for some attention. So this is why it's even more important to make sure you have high conviction and you have a strategy in place in regards to how you're going to trade these plays to make sure you protect your profits and you're not on the losing end. This is part of the reasons why in the videos that I do, I show you areas of pullbacks, so at least if you can catch it while it's pulling back, you can take advantage when it has that brief run up to take some profits. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.